So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our fourth Lord through houses in a beautiful setting. So, today let's do fourth Lord through houses. Remember, I uploaded a new video of bathroom remedies on my Vastu course. Okay, so you can go check out at Vedic Astrology Academy there, or on this link here, and you'll find that information. Very helpful remedy, very helpful after testing it. Literally, very quick results. It's far different than what you have heard. So, let's do fourth Lord through houses. So, let's do fourth Lord in the fourth house. What does that mean? See, fourth house, first of all, what is a fourth house? Remember, fourth house is your peace, your quiet, your comfort, your happiness. It's a place that you rest. It's a place of rest. Never forget that. You love resting in the arms of your mother. This is why fourth house is the mother. Where do you love resting? In your home. Fourth house is your home, land, real estate, including even your rental apartment, rental property, anywhere where you live. Let's say you live off grid, like me. Okay? Where you love coming here, where I love working all day. Today I've worked all day on my solar greenhouse system today and got it going. So when I'm not here, water is pumping in. So anyway, that's the fourth house. Fourth house is your vehicle. Why? Because vehicle gives you comfort. Fourth house is luxury. This is why Venus finds its directional strength in the fourth house. It's luxury and comfort. Okay? And remember, you know why Venus finds its directional strength in the fourth house? Because Jupiter gets exalted in the fourth house. Venus is a guru. Venus finds his direction as a guru in the fourth house. So does Moon, right? Fourth house is also restaurants, hospitals, hotels, all of this. So now, when fourth Lord is in the fourth house, what is it showing? It's showing that the planet that is controlling the fourth house from your ascendant is in a comfortable position. It's comfortable. Don't think that my fourth Lord is in the fourth house, so I should have the mansion like Jeff Bezos, or I should have a home and a mansion like Taylor Swift. No, you know why? Because your fourth Lord is in a comfort. You will actually see when benefics in the fourth house, okay, it shows the person is comfortable. They're like, if they can find peace in an off-grid, small little property, tiny home, that's it. That's their mansion. If you are in a comfortable home, even if it's renting for last 20 years, that's it. Your fourth Lord in the fourth house is working. Because it's comfortable where it is. It's not agitated. It's not ambitious. The one thing that I will say is that malefic planets in the fourth house bring in ambitions for comfort. Extra comfort, extra desire for having conveniences. And malefics are what? Saturn, Sun, Mars, Rahu, Ketu. And especially more than even Ketu, it is Saturn, Mars, Sun, Rahu. These particular planets will show that a person becomes ambitious towards having more than the capacity of the fourth Lord. So if let's say your Saturn is your fourth Lord in the fourth house, well, guess what? It's not only providing comfort and giving you a stable place to stay, but you're still ambitious enough to fight your way, yet be patient, fight your way to get that bigger house. So if you're in a 1,300 square feet house, you will be ambitious enough to get that 5,000 square feet home. Fourth Lord in the fourth house will provide the comfort of the home, the family, the mother. Especially when your education, see, when it comes to education, fourth Lord in the fourth house can provide a comfortable education, whether that education helps you or not. That's besides the point. It may not help you. You might end up doing some business. You might end up switching your education and getting some additional certification. That helps you, right? The fourth house represents that education we receive in our lifetime. It's our wisdom. So it's a very comfortable, it's a strong position. Strong as in that no matter what, it'll provide you with the stability. Now, of course, if there are other planets that are crunching this house, then it becomes uncomfortable even for the planet in the fourth house. Which you obviously, those who are my students in my Nandi Nadi course, my BNN course, they know exactly when a planet is damaged, when a planet is good. Now, when the fourth lord is in the fifth house, what is happening? Fourth lord is going second to itself. So a person attains definite benefits of property, land, real estate. Gains always support wealth, money through either home or mother. Especially through children. Because remember, fourth lord goes into the fifth house. Children will provide you with the comfort of vehicles and comfort of properties. One becomes very intelligent towards learning something, retaining it, and using it for their benefits of wealth. Fifth house is really that important house of wealth. It is the controller of Lakshmi because it's trinal house. Because remember, Kendra is Vishnu, Trikon is Lakshmi. So here Vishnu, which is the fourth lord, goes towards Lakshmi to gain wealth, which means what? When the wife comes in or children comes in, your wealth happens. So in a man's chart, wealth and wife provides children. In a female's chart, having children will provide that activation of comfort in your life. So and at the same time wealth, because how does comfort come in? It doesn't come in for free anymore. Nothing is free anymore. It costs. So you will get the wealth to attain that comfort. One's intelligence, you will see. One's intelligence is always somehow controlled by the mother. If mother said something, this is what's happening in the world and this is the reason behind it, you will use that particular information in your conversation with other people. This is why it's happening in the world and this is why it's happening. And you might find comfort to fight for that particular statement, even though it may not be true. But mother somehow influences, or somebody within the family can definitely influence your intelligence, where that one thing just sticks with you. Like, yeah, I remember my sister or my brother saying that to me. Yeah, I think I need to follow that principle. Same way, fourth lord goes into the sixth house. Here, the happiness comes through service. You want property, you want comfort, you want vehicles, you provide some free service to people. Meaning such person has to volunteer, has to give selfless service. Whether it's in a guru's ashram, in a church, in a mosque, in a synagogue, you go and you give yourself in service, because if you don't, then what happens is you find tremendous struggle towards retaining your happiness. The other thing, when you find a property, usually if you find a disputed property which was in dispute, the court took it, the state took it, and now you purchase that property becomes very beneficial for you, versus you getting some newly constructed property. Fourth lord in the sixth house shows us that always keep a mortgage in your property. Why? Because sixth house is debt. If the house of debt, the sixth house, is active with mortgage, it'll keep you retaining that property. So for example, you're a multimillionaire, you can easily pay cash for that property. Okay, fine, pay 95% cash. Leave that 5% as a mortgage. So if it's a $3 million property, you leave 4% in that particular property, leave $200,000-$300,000. So that means now your monthly mortgage will be like $800-$900. Leave it. As it's active, the fourth house keeps active. But here's the thing with the fourth lord and the sixth. You should not stay in the city that you were born in. You shouldn't stay in the state you were born in. And best of all, if you can move to a foreign place, move in a foreign place, but that will decide on if the fourth lord is in a dual sign, movable sign, or a fixed sign. If it's a fixed sign, you will have a hard time moving towards a foreign country. If it's a movable or it's a dual sign, you might move out of state or nearby. And if it's a movable sign, then you're able to leave and move anywhere you want. You have that freedom. Your karma is not fixed at that place. You will also see a lot of relatives will be coming and going in your home, especially when you were growing up. Aunts, uncles, cousins, always somebody coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. Now, that's a great thing. You might get annoyed. If, let's say, your moon is in Kemdrum, you will get annoyed. If it's around all the other planets, you will love having those people within your home. Fourth lord is in the 7th house. Your establishment of property happens when the marriage happens. Marriage activates your ability to attain properties, attain vehicles. Okay. Mother would be strongly connected with the maternal grandmother, always taking care of her, always focusing on her, always wanting to give herself into service to the mother. The other thing, fourth lord in the 7th house. Okay. When you rent a property, okay, renting a property, let's say you want to do business, okay, and you have a property you just bought. Let's say you never even wanted to do business, but the moment you put that property on rent, that's naturally a business, right? That's like income coming in, but you also suddenly activate your ability to do business in some other type of a field or product, or your spouse's career rises. Suddenly your wife or husband's career is now rising. Now, I explained to this in my Nadi course of when a person should not rent their property. Okay. Let's say you're a Cancer ascendant, fourth lord in the 7th house, you shouldn't rent your property at all. If you have 2-3 properties, leave them empty. Fourth, the Lord is in the 7th house. Mother is going to be responsible for your marriage. Somehow, mother's suggestion, you will look for approval of the mother for your marriage to occur. Okay. And at the same time, you will see spouse will control. Spouse has the control of the home. Whatever the spouse says, that goes. Whether it's a wife, whether it's a husband, it happens. What they suggest, what they want to do, usually ends up being the particular case for the individual. Okay, and you will see whenever mother travels or visits her own mother, it can activate your ability to get into a relationship as well. Some kind of a romantic encounter. Maybe not relationship, something becomes active to meeting somebody. So if you're single, 26, 27, tell your mother, go visit Nani, go visit grandma. Or even if mother travels to a faraway place, it'll activate something within your 7th house. Now, fourth lord is in the 8th house. So, fourth lord is in the 8th house. You will see after your birth, mother dealt with a big transformation and change in her life. Not just because she became a mother. That's with every mother. But major transformation change would have occurred. Also, you would have suddenly, because of your birth, family moved. Family shifted. The other thing, your comfort, happiness, always would come through you being alone. You being an introvert, you being secluded. One likes to be far away from people in order to find their happiness. Otherwise, there's a lot of fights and bickering. Look what's happening in the background. I'm talking about fourth lord in the 8th house. My dogs are barking at the other dog that comes down from the hill. What does that tell you as the omen? That if fourth lord in the 8th house and you're staying where you are, you're staying in the same city, same home, everything, there's going to be nothing but disputes and fights and psychological warfare happening amongst family members, cousins, aunts, uncles. Somebody trying to grab this, somebody trying to grab that. The other thing, fourth lord in the 8th house. Your mother's intuition is very, very strong when it comes to your development, when it comes to the things that can suddenly change your life. Like, like you want to change your life. You're in a situation, you're 30 years old, not happening, things not happening, but mother says something. Why don't you do this? Why don't you start this particular work if this is not working? Pay attention to that. Pay close attention to that, because that suggestion of the mother can suddenly transform your life. Transform your world. Now, will that suggestion be good or bad? Like I said in the beginning of the video, those who know the Nandi Nadi might be an end course and know how to look at planets when they're good or bad. It's like, literally, it's a 5-second thing, 10-second thing, but it's like I had explained it in a whole video. It took a whole video to explain it, but it's a 5-minute thing. Once you know that, you know, okay, how the planet is operating. You will also see with the 4th Lord in the 8th house, usually when a person stays in the place that they're in, okay, a lot of plumbing issues will be happening there. Leakages of the bathroom. Usually also 4th Lord in the 8th house, some Vastu defect will be there, especially near southwest direction or southwest or west southwest direction will have some kind of a flaw. So pay attention to that as well. 4th Lord in the 8th house, naturally, why did I say that this person is meant to be far away from home? And if they force themselves to be near home, something happens where you have to then leave, if you don't want to leave on your own. Because the Pada of the 4th house, being in the 8th house, 4th Lord in the 8th house, lands in the 12th house. The seed will sprout in the 12th house. You want happiness? Go far away. The moment you go far away, happiness becomes active. Comfort, vehicles, nourishment, good sleep, everything becomes active. But if you're where you are, then it's going to be a struggle. Then you feel depressed. Then you get all these issues in your life. You deal with these mental torments because you're not going towards where the seed is sprouting. So go towards where seed is sprouting. Usually you will also see mother becomes responsible for your inheritance. You having this position, she will fight for your inheritance. If you have 4 or 5 different siblings, she'll make sure you have an inheritance. Why? Because 8th house is inheritance. Okay. 4th Lord is in the 8th house. Usually a person prefers taking trains, subways, taxis, Uber versus having their own vehicle. There's some kind of a phobia that becomes active about having vehicles. Can you have vehicles? Sure. Should you have vehicles? Sure, you can. Depending upon how that position. See, it's not about the 4th Lord in the 8th house. It's the position of Venus, which is a vehicle. But this will give a phobia. Some kind of a unnecessary fear comes in. Related to vehicles and in home as well. Some phobia, fear takes place. Then you have 4th Lord in the 9th house. So 4th Lord is in the 9th house. Post marriage, you are going to move to a faraway place, either a vast place that is going to be surrounded with a body of water, or it's going to be a hill or mountain. Doesn't matter what sign it is. You're going to move to one of these 2 places ultimately. Now, you may be moving 3, 4, 5 times. You could be 18 years old, 25 years old, 26 years old. But ultimately, that place that you settle in will have one of these 2 particular themes. Also, 4th Lord is in the 9th house. Mother's going to be extremely dharmic. Mother's going to be a very lucky person in her life. Mother's blessings raises your own luck. If the more blessings you get of your mother, you get luck. The more you follow some female goddess, comfort, happiness is going to be given by her. Doesn't matter. You could follow Parvati, Durga, Kali, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Mother Mary, Tara. I'm sure there's many other female saints in different cultures and sects. So having your focus on a divine mother besides your own mother, you will see you're always going to be just finding that luck. You need a place to stay, you find it. But also on the other hand, we also see whenever you go on a pilgrimage, whenever you go on a pilgrimage, whenever you go meet your guru, one of those particular occurrences, it could happen, you can go 10 times, but it will do it at least at once. Mother gets sick. Now, why is mother getting sick? By you going to a faraway place, you're helping your mother to get rid of some knot of karma, which is in her spine, in the back. When we get sick, when we get something happen to us, we feel that it's the most negative thing. Oh my God, I'm sick. Oh my God, I'm dealing with health issue. The thing is, the most clustered knot is being untied. So don't think that this is like something that is bad happening. Mother has a fever, mother has illness. Okay. You will also see mother usually can get into debt based on travels, based on gurus, based on giving money to religious places, spiritual places. She won't care. She'll be like, if I'm in debt, okay, that's fine. I'll give this on a credit card. Like you will see nowadays, when mother goes to a temple, she'll pay it off of credit card. Okay, I'll pay it later. Fourth, the Lord is in the 9th house. Usually, one may deal with leaky roof. And you know who deals with leaky roof? If you have 4th Lord in the 9th house, when you don't have divinity in your life, when you don't have God in your life, when you don't spend enough time kind of having a lovable conversation with God. Because this is the Brahmastan, 4th Lord in the 9th house. And Akash, where I'm sitting right now, is a roof, right? But it's a roof without the roof. That means you're outside. You're like, you don't have a home. But what gives you that roof is focus on God. Like, for example, you should write love letter. You should write some love letter, like a letter you're writing to your mother after 20 years. Being far apart and you can't see your mother, you're writing that letter. Write that type of a letter to whomever you believe in. You will see whatever things related to the 4th house you are wanting, needing, or is giving trouble will go away. It will go away. You know why I can say this? Because I wrote a letter to Saturn just last month. Not even a month, 3 weeks ago. Because I was having writer's block. I'm like, please, if you want me to make this movie, help me write this script so I can get this going. And I wrote a letter, my dearest Saturn, you are the beautiful one. You are the I don't know what I wrote. I still have it in my home. Within 30 minutes, boom, the download happened. Download came to me. It was like a download. It was like, in an instant, I'm like, oh yeah, this is how it should start. This is how it should end. And the middle part is just the easy one. When you're a writer, middle part is easy. So now I got the middle part going. I needed the beginning, I needed the ending, and that's it. But Saturn gave me the entire download. Okay. 4th Lord is the 9th house. Naturally, mother will be strongly under the influence of the father. Your decision related to your home will somehow be connected with the father. Even if you're in a Western culture, father may be deciding, father may help you to get a property, maybe co-signing your vehicle, maybe co-signing something related to your education, maybe helping you get paying your college and student loans. Some connection with that will be there with the father. But this is why when you are in a trouble related to the 4th house, go have a guru in your life. Go have a guru in your life, meet a guru. That is going to send blessing back, because the signal is going to go back to the 4th house. That you're doing some right significance related to the 4th house. Then you have 4th Lord in the 10th house. Well, this most definitely shows a person is going to usually require or love being out in a field when they're in the office. They're not going to be, whoa, that's a wasp right there. But usually they will not prefer being in the office-like environment. They want to be out in the field because of the 4th Lord in the 10th house. 4th Lord in the 10th house, very strong position for someone to find comfort, happiness, and a stable job, like government job, government career, administration, or political career as well. This is one of the simplest combination if a person wants to get a grounded, stable work related to being a public servant. because you will be serving the people of your home. Even if you're in foreign land, somehow you'll become a diplomat for your country. Somehow you'll be dealing with files and paperwork related to your country the most. Or people of your country will come to you for dealing, or somehow your department will be dealing with a particular thing. It may not be in the beginning, but ultimately it becomes that. Mother's career takes off because of your placement. Fourth lord's in the 10th house. Mother's going to be spending more time at work. Your home, your vehicle, your comfort, happiness is only going to happen because of your reputation, your success, your profession. At the same time though, either father or somebody within the home gains some fixed assets from father's family. May not be father, but father's family. Maybe, for example, your father's older brother has a big property and leaves a portion of that property to you or to somebody in the family. So there's going to be some form of a gain of property through that. But one thing we also see, if you do not work, if let's say you're just home, sitting home, not doing anything, even though if you have money, you'll get depressed. You won't feel happy. You will have lack of sleep. You always should work. You always should have some kind of a project happening in your life related to whatever it is that you do. Go out, help people. Somehow this person has to be working for their mental stability to always be balanced. You're one of those people who should never retire. And even if you retire, do something else. Start something else. Start some hobby. Okay, you retired comfortably, pension is coming in, but if you still want to feel well, go out there and do something and work. That is going to be helping you. Okay. Then you have fourth lord in the 11th house. Fourth lord in the 11th house will show that after your birth, mother had to deal with some form of health issue, but not as big unless you're an Aries ascendant. Then yes, definitely. If you're an Aries ascendant, write in the comment that yes, I'm an Aries ascendant. Moon is in the 11th house, and either mother's health or relationship with the mother will be up and down. But if the fourth lord, if it's not the moon, then what it shows, some form of big change takes place in your mother's life after your birth. Also at the same time, you may have the best relationship with the mother, but suddenly the family either had to shift or some major transformative events take place within the family. And fourth lord in the 11th house will not let you stay in your home state. It may not even let you stay in the home country. Okay, usually a person will have to, even live far away from the mother. And it's actually better when you live far away from the mother. Suddenly you will see, if mother's always dealt with health issue, this, that, going to doctor, not sleeping well, this and that, suddenly you go for a college and you go out of state for college. Within 2-3 months, your mother's like, hey, I'm feeling well, I'm feeling good. If that happens, just know, stay far, come back and meet your mother. But if you stay far, things related to the mother becomes good. If you stay far, you get the comfort, you get the you get the vehicles, you get the sound mental peace. So usually, especially the state, you have to cross a border of the state in order for you to kind of like just find yourself. And even if you don't find yourself, fine, you will get the comforts that you need. And this person becomes extremely social. Fourth lord in the 11th. They always have to connect with their mental peace comes when they're kind of like injecting their opinions and themselves into the business of their social circles. They have to have that camaraderie with the social circles in order for them to feel that mental peace. They will always like to arrange and volunteer in places. They like to be in service to other people in other places in their life. And only then they find their mental peace. Fourth lord is in the 12th house. Ultimately, you're going to go to foreign lands. Be in a faraway place from home. Your mental peace and happiness comes through when you always visit some form of an isolated dharmic place. Whenever you are spending time by yourself in isolation, going to monasteries, going to gurus' ashrams, happiness comes in. Fourth lord in the 12th house, mother has tremendous amount of intuition. Mother's very intuitive. Mothers actually can be your guru from past life. Fourth Lord in the 12th house. Boy, your imagination is on another level. Your abstract thinking and abstract intelligence and abstract knowledge is what kind of separates you from other people. But the thing is, because fourth Lord is in the 12th house, you will see, you want happiness, you want comfort. Either you should always work or at least study on your own. Things like astrology, occult, mysticism, tarot, going to R&D, going to dealing with other people's assets, money, researching something. Do some research on your own. Whenever you're down and you start researching, your happiness will come. Why? Because the patha of the fourth Lord in the 12th house sprouts in the 8th house. Your happiness is in the 8th house. So whenever, let's say, fourth Lord in the 12th house person becomes astrologer, even if let's say they're just helping people around them, not making much money because they have their own full-time work, you will see somehow they feel like, I feel alive. I feel great. I'm having great sleep. I'm having just the happiest time of my life. The person may not even have much, but they'll be like, I'm okay. I'm content. But when you're not dealing with such things, that's when the uncontentment comes in. That's when the uncomfortable side of your mind comes into play, because you're always then searching for something. Fourth Lord in the 12th house is always in search. Like they will always ask people or their psychologists or friends, what am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something in my life. What is it that is that missing thing? And especially usually also 8th Lord in the 12th house or 4th Lord in the 12th house, whenever they even do simple meditation, learn about Tantra, okay? Get initiated into some kind of a specific yoga that they do, great. I mean, you will see this person pop. Things just start happening. The happiness becomes active. The happiness just is on a different level. Mother will go to foreign lands after your birth. At one point, she will leave you and then go to a foreign place and come back. She might even go for a long term, like 7, 8, 9 months, if fourth Lord is in the 12th house. Maybe she had to shift for business. Father was home in the homeland while she had to be in Dubai. She had to be in US. And then she was talking to you, everything, and then she came back after a year. But there is some form of a long separation with the mother that takes place. And it's nothing dramatic. It's something that could be actually planned for your own benefit. Okay, also, you will spend a lot of money related to home. Renovating the home, buying furniture in the home, buying this, buying that, fixing this, fixing that, adding this, adding that. That's where you like to spend money. Fourth Lord in the 12th house, one will always, at some point, it becomes a regular thing for them to donate to a monastery. Whether it's a Buddhist monastery, whether it's a Gurukul, whether it's, a hermitage of some guru. But usually they will always donate to such type of places. Like the place that you're going to donate, it's going to be settled into some isolated place, far away in the middle of nowhere. And that's the type of place you will always donate to. I'm not saying it's good or bad. Of course, it's always going to be good. And because fourth Lord is the 12th house, one's education can also be towards understanding investments, stock market. Don't think fourth Lord in the 12th house is all spiritual and meditation. No. I have seen so many times fourth Lord in the 12th house, they're geniuses at investments, geniuses at stock market and crypto and trading. That's where their education kind of takes. And of course, like I said, for their education, they will go to a foreign place. They will go to a foreign lands to gain their education. And it's better. Okay. Settlement of home, meaning family after home, does much better when a person goes far away instead of being in the same place. Unless, of course, it's in a fixed sign. Fourth Lord in the 12th house and it's a fixed sign. Then you can be near your home. Then you can be at least not in the same home, but still you should be 200 to 300 miles away from where you were born. But if it's movable dual, then then it becomes much easier. That person actually wants to go when it's actually a movable sign. Unless, of course, fourth Lord becomes retrograde, you will always, whenever you go into the faraway lands, you'll always desire to come back. You'll always miss that home. Well, feel like, oh, no, my home is better. Is that good or bad for you? That you have to look at the chart. But on the main thing is that you will desire to come back if it's retrograde. You might have just come back. You'll be in US for 15, 20 years. You'll be like, okay, it's time to get back. Time to go to my home place and find my roots. Okay. So now, fourth lord is in the ascendant. And we already covered that, right? Did I cover it? Yeah, I covered it with the lords of other houses in the ascendant. So you can watch that particular house when lords of other houses in the first house. But if you want to know, I mean, fourth lord is in the ascendant. Your entire life gets influenced by the mother. You're always thinking, your being is always about how to deal with property, land, real estate, agriculture. One loves vehicles. Those people who are obsessed with fixing vehicles, dealing with vehicles, will have, because the energy of the fourth house is your being. Your entire personality, your looks, who you are, major part of your behavior will be coming through the mother. Even if you never knew your mother, her DNA has passed on. It will come because it's in the ascendant. And the moment you buy your property or a vehicle, your life becomes alive. If nothing was happening, suddenly things start changing. You buy your first car, even if it was a cheap car. Now suddenly you're also dating somebody, getting a relationship, suddenly getting from promotion. You were wanting to go into this particular school. Now you got into that school. So suddenly the life, churning of life, becomes active with the fourth lord is in the ascendant. And then fourth lord is in the second house. Gain through the mother, gain through property, gain through your fixed assets and savings. Okay, will always, the idea will come through the mother. If mother's not there, the moment you buy your property, your wealth becomes active. Suddenly you start to, not even wealth, you start to save more. Even if your income stays the same, you begin to save more. You begin to connect with your family more. You will always feel like my heart belongs to my family. My heart is always when I go and see all my friends and family and cousins, family reunion. You value what your mother has taught you. You value what your lineage has taught you about your life and philosophy. You use that value system to gain your own money. And then when the fourth lord is in the second house, one can actually have lot of vehicles in their possession. Because that is what your possession is. And of course, property, like I said, becomes a strong part of that possession. Property, land, real estate. Mother will have a big social circles, or loves interacting with her social circles, wants to go to wants to go to gatherings, wants to go to parties. Now if there's certain planets, let's say fourth lord Saturn is in the second, then mother will have a very limited amount of limited amount of social circles. Okay. Here you will see, because of your birth, mother bank account would somehow increase. It may not be so much, but somehow it will increase and stabilize. But you will also see, whenever you want to save more money, you want to save money, you want to start getting money, if mother is alive, from your paycheck, if it's your first paycheck, perfect, get something for the mother. But otherwise, something from the paycheck, give something to the mother. You don't have to do every paycheck. Maybe, every other paycheck, once a month, get something from that paycheck to the mother. Give some asset to the mother, and your fourth and second house will start to dance. That's a simple secret. No remedy, nothing. Gift something to your mother. Gift something to your mother. Because fourth lord is in the second house. Those who have been in astrology will automatically know why I'm saying this. Give some nice luxury things to the mother. Your own wealth increases. Fourth lord is in the third house. Again, you have to go far away from your home. In order to find your happiness, far away from the home. Mother will always be engaging with your sibling. Always, her focus is going to be on your younger sibling. She's always somehow either interacting with neighbors, spending time with neighbors, or getting into disputes with neighbors. And you will see, when you go to a foreign place, when you travel to a foreign place, somehow mother will within a couple of days can interact with the neighbors and hanging out with them or get into a fight with them, depending upon how the planet is. You will also see fourth lord in the third house. A person does not care whether they have a fancy vehicle, whether they have an average vehicle, whether they have no vehicles. They won't really care. They can get it, great, awesome, love it. If not, okay, fine. But also with the fourth lord in the third house, if you don't travel time to time, when you don't travel, like for example, every other month, you don't travel, let's say 100 miles or more, then what happens is some expense will happen in your home where you have to spend that money on that expense. Versus where you could have spent that money on your own enjoyment and travel. So when you do that, you actually help yourself not dealing with something breaking in the home. Because if you don't travel, there's no movement in your life, then somehow expense becomes active related to home, where there's a broken AC, some fan stops and now you have to replace the fan, some wall has ceiling, now you have to call somebody to repair that wall. Those things will take place. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of fourth lord through houses. Again, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss this type of videos. And if you want to know everything about your chart placement, you can go to kapielastrology.com under shop section. You'll find all the links and everything there. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.